Well, what is a lay reader? It's a lay reader is a signpost. A lay reader is somebody who has an exploration of faith to go a bit further and can help other people along the way, I think is the easiest way to put it.
There's a wide variety of experiences of lay reader ministry because we're all unique people. It's not just the congregations that we're with, it's the communities that we live amongst, it's the dioceses that we work with, it's the hospitals where we might be linked with chaplaincy, or the care homes and the schools. And our ministry, it's often the glue that brings all of these things together. So it's a very overarching ministry in lots of ways.
How that works for me vocationally is I'm hands-on. I care about people, so I do chaplaincy and I do a lot of work in community. So kind of a bridge between the clergy and the people. I see that I can be somebody of church but not church. So people will talk to me and people will ask questions and I can help them, not give them answers, but help them look in the right places to try and find those answers. And I think that's an important thing for a lay reader, that we don't have the collar. So there isn't that barrier that separates us. And it means we can have honest conversations with people.
I think it's the reaction to the gift of faith that you've been given. And it makes sense of the fact that you've been given this gift of faith. And you can use it in certain ways. And the scarf, badge, whatever you want to call it, does open doors for you. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I see lay reader ministry as very wide. It's not just about preaching, although preaching comes into it, but there are so many other ways in which we connect with the world.
Dog collar can open doors as well,
Oh yes,
but it can also close doors.
yes,
So not having one is a benefit.
yes.
However, there are doors you can't open as a lay reader because you haven't got a badge that you can show. So like going into hospitals or whatever, you've got to explain who you are and why.
I think there's something special about all readers in that they have that commitment to prayer, to scripture, in the way the clergy do, but we're not confined
No,
by the collar.
no,
You know, that
we
doesn't
don't have
shackle
to
us.
say the office if we don't want to. I had been, because I come from a sort of evangelical background, I have been preaching for some years. And a friend of mine who herself was about to be ordained, I think, said, "Roz, why have you never trained as a lay reader?"
And now you have.
And now I have.
I think I came to ministry because of a need. So I'd been active in my church and I'd done lots of bits and pieces, but personal circumstances led me down an alley where I was sitting in a church and I needed help. And actually part of my ministry, part of my vocational, is to be there for those people who need that help. And that happens in workplaces, it happens in the backs of ambulances, it happens at the sides of football pitches. Doesn't tend to happen in churches. So that's for me is a very real start and a great way to have a conversation. So I think that's where my vocation sits.
In my case, it took 3 priests to suggest it to me before I realised it perhaps wasn't them that was speaking to me.